Okay, this is just going to be updates for builds I've put on the channel before or that I've changed to improve based on new gear I've gotten and stuff I'd recommend, especially with a couple of updates they've added. I'll start with the Fellwinter's Helm build. They changed Chaos Accelerant to give you 2 fragment slots, so I swapped to it and feed the Void with Magnetic Grenade, so you can get the handheld Supernova. It's still the same Echo of Obscurity and Cessation, but now I have Echo of Harvest and Echo of Undermining, so my grenades weaken enemies, and killing a weakened enemy gives you an Orb of Power and Void Breach. And the way with Firepower combined, 1 grenade kill will spawn 2 orbs and a Void Breach. I think it's still the same mod setup other than that, except a different weapon surge, because the new dungeon weapons are perfect for Fellwinter's Helm builds because of the Restoration Ritual. Reviving allies or defeating combatants with finishers reloads this weapon and readies emergency reload. So for rocket launchers, grenade launchers, stuff like this, you just get 2 shots. Every time you do a finisher, you don't even have to be holding the weapon. You can have it stowed, you do a finisher, you pull it out, you get 2 shots before having to reload. And I was lucky enough to get one with Lead from Gold. Collective action, which is pretty good considering how many Void Breaches I'm picking up. And then Envious Assassin on the rocket launcher lets you get up to 4 in the mag, technically. You get 3 in the mag and then the emergency reload. I started using Wave Splitter because I didn't realize just how much damage it does when you make sure to only use it when you have the orbs procced. I mainly just wanted a good special weapon to take advantage of Lead from Gold so I could get plenty of ammo. But if you want to use something like a primary, like I did get the Last Wish auto rifle with destabilizing rounds and repulsor brace, and it was very nice, but I was running out of ammo too often. Next is my solar build. I've changed to Claws of Ahamkara. Still the same 2 kinetic and special, but I got this linear from Rude Nightmares. Don't think I changed the subclass any, except using fusion nades and snap now instead of celestial fire, because more often than not you'll get so many kills with the second snap that it'll give you a chunk, like half of your first charge back, and you just pretty much never run out of melees if you use them right. Not to mention you don't have to run heavy-handed because claws automatically make you spawn orbs from melee kills with no cooldown either. Like if it's, you can just spam them like crazy. If you kill one enemy with the melee and then an ignition happens and another one dies, it'll spawn 2 orbs from 1 melee. I'm just dedicating all my stacks now to getting my grenade back faster so I can spam abilities even more. Oh, or utility kickstart, whichever one I happen to use at the moment. And then powerful attraction is very good with Phoenix Dive. You just spawn a bunch of orbs with your snap and then dive, and you pick up every single one near you. Elemental Charge is pretty nice with fire sprites as well, especially since you want to pick them up to get restoration anyway. That's pretty much the only stuff that changed about that one. Oh, and you could put a solar weapon surge on if you wanted to, but I put on 2 insulation so I get my dive back faster. Stasis, swap back to Old Reliable with Osmiomancy and Fighting Lion, because Whisper of Rending with Fighting Lion, pretty much anything that isn't a mini boss, you freeze them, direct hit them with Fighting Lion, they're dead, even without the damage bug. Use Whisper Rhyme just because I'm creating stasis shards literally just for this thing, because the collective action is a 20% damage increase every time you pick up a shard for like 10 seconds each, so you just pretty much constantly have it. Whisper Chains for damage resistance, Fissures for bigger shatter damage. You can freeze one enemy and shoot Fighting Lion. It pretty much kills everything near them. Oh, and Ice Flare Bolts, so you can just keep going with one grenade freeze. Font of Wisdom, Void Siphon. You don't have to use Fighting Lion, by the way. You could use Outbreak. It's very good with Whisper of Rending. The nanites will just shred stuff that's frozen for you. You barely even have to shoot anything past the first enemy. Font of Vigor, because I don't need grenade regen with Osmiomancy. Void Loader's pretty even necessary with Fighting Lion, unless you have some kind of auto reload. Charged up. With Elemental Charge on Stasis, I literally always have 5 stacks. It's ridiculous how many stacks you get from Glacial Harvest. You could put a Void Siphon or a Void Surge on if you wanted to do more damage with Fighting Lion, but I haven't found myself needing more damage with it. And then just increased recovery, so when I have stacks I have a triple 100. And a Bomber's nice if you do happen to run out of grenade energy. And my Strand build. When I got this rocket launcher, I set up a new DPS loadout. I went back to Karnstein with Grapple Melees, 3rd generation, Ascent, Propagation, so every Grapple Melee gives me Unraveling Rounds, and of course Woven Mail with the new aspect and Mind Spun. So I crafted a target locks in moment notable deeds, but if you have a better Root of Nightmares auto, that'd probably be the better choice. But it's really up to you. I just picked a good weapon that has a big magazine to take advantage of Unraveling Rounds. Mods. Harmonic Siphons and Ashes assets, because Grapple Melees still count as grenade kills. But heavy-handed, so that your Grapple Melee and your normal charge melees all spawn orbs. So if you were to just empty your abilities of all charges immediately, you'd spawn 4 orbs. Font Vigor, so that I can get 100 strength when I have stacks, because I don't need a grenade regen with Thread of Generation. That way I can get my charge melees back pretty quickly, because if you only use the first charge, it recharges like 60% faster already. Stack that with 100 strength and you get it back pretty quickly. I should swap these to Stasis Reserves, or at least 1 and 1, so I can have, because I'm using Merciless, 1 of each Surge and more recovery. I found that if I get some kills and get it prepped and then do a finisher before a damage phase, I can shoot 4 rockets, grapple to the ground beneath me, shoot another, and then swap to Merciless, do a magazine of it. And with Merciless, it does so much damage that it automatically gives you your grenade back before you empty the magazine. So you can just infinitely shoot it until you're out of ammo and reload it with Thread of Generation or Ascent. And then you can go back to the rocket if you run out of ammo and Merciless and damage is still going. But I was able to do almost 2 million, I think like 1.9 million to the Grasp of Avarice Ogre with this setup. I think that's all the builds I've updated. Yeah.